Hey everybody, welcome to Maine Wedding Buzz, and today our guest is from Maine Event Design and Decor, Robyn and Rachel Allen. So we're going to get started about how to set up your venue, your barn, your tent, and give it that wow factor. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Robyn Allen. I've been in the decor business for about 28 years, but we've remarketed about 5 years ago after Rachel finished college, and changed our marketing to be a more elegant, streamlined with lighting, fabric draping, and more elegant decor for weddings and corporate events, bar mitzvahs.
And tell us a little bit how you, after college, you just went right into the business.
I've been helping her since I was little, back when they were doing a lot of balloons. And then I finished college and we got more into weddings, and I just something that I really enjoyed growing up, and I decided to go into the family business.
One of the things that I always see you up on ladders, and you're like way up there, and I'm so terrified of heights, but you are always at the top of the ladder, and I was like, wow, that's great, which shows that you're really into it. And when I do events with you and we work together, I see the both of you there. You don't just send, you're there, you're hands-on, and I like that about your company.
I am.
So how did you, just a little bit more of how you got started, and say from the balloons, did it just, go right into decor?
Balloons used to be a huge business back in the 80s and 90s. But by early 2000, not so much.
Yep.
And we knew that it was going down, and we were looking around the rest of the country. And fortunately, everything comes to Maine last. And we could see what was going on in the rest of the country, and that was lighting and decor. We started lighting and fabric draping. And so we started, took a fabric draping class, got certified, which I think really, the classes out there for the rest of the country, most weddings are being done in a ballroom. Maine is not that way. Maine is about barns and weddings and outdoor venues and very eclectic.
The ocean and out at
Yeah,
sea.
so we really had to learn to work with those venues and have our own style to it. And then we added on lighting, really just to highlight the fabric draping. But it's become an entity all of its own.
Wow. And what's your favorite part of the job?
Oh, definitely. I love to decorate. I hate loading and unloading the van.
She leaves that for me.
But I love meeting clients. I love trying to figure out what their style is. I can tell you what to do, but I don't want it to be my wedding. I want it to be their wedding. So it's about figuring out what is their style and what is going to fit with their personality.
That's great.
And then going in and decorating. I love to decorate.
It's also cool to see like the transformation, like to take a picture of the room before and then what it looks like afterwards.
Oh, wow, that's good. Do you guys do that a lot?
We do.
Wow, that's wonderful. Tell us a little bit about this beauty that's sitting on this table.
This is one of our chandeliers. Very elegant piece. We've got 13 pieces. They're out most weekends.
Wow.
We can do as many as 8 to a tent.
Wow.
Or, we're finding that a lot of the girls are doing a country chic where they're renting a barn and we're bringing chandeliers into a barn.
Awesome. I like the fact that it is glass. I know if you can
Yeah,
hear
it's
that,
the real
it's glass,
deal.
it's not plastic. I love that. I love the fact that it can transform anything. One of the things that I always tell brides, if you're getting married and you're outside, let's hang chandeliers in the woods behind you, because it's just going to add more beauty to it, and those are things that you can do as well.
Maine girls want a natural wedding. And how can you bring a little bit of bling into a natural setting?
Exactly. It's a good way to do it. Can they see a setup that you do ahead of time, like after you're all done? Can they come into the venue?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
look at it?
We're booked usually Thursday through Sunday every weekend. So when I get talking to a bride, if she wants to come in and see, and particularly she probably wants to see the venue that she's rented. And we're in a lot of these venues rather frequently. So we just give her the next date that we're going to be there and say, we're going to start setting up at 10 a.m., but we'll probably be ready by 2. Why don't you stop by and you'll see it done.
Wow, that's great. So that gives them a little bit more of what you do,
Exactly.
as opposed to just seeing it on
See
the
it
website,
firsthand.
because they can see it right there. And if it's a venue that you've already picked and you're going to work there, and then you want to see it set up, you're seeing it firsthand, and then you
Yep.
can change or add more things to it. So tell us about wedding shows you do.
Well, we just finished the Maine Wedding Association bridal show yesterday. That was held at Holiday Inn by the Bay. That was Saturday and Sunday.
Two-day event. Yeah.
In Portland, and it was a huge event. It was packed. Gave us a chance to briefly talk with hundreds of brides. I think we had somewhere around 800 brides stop
And
by
your
yesterday.
space and your booth area was incredible because
Thank you.
you want to make girls are more interactive. They want to see. They don't want to see an 8-foot table in front of them.
And they don't want to see just the pictures.
Exactly.
They really want to see the fabric and be able to feel the fabric. This here is our white voile. We use a really good quality material, and it just absolutely looks amazing draped. This here, for a little bit of shimmer, is a beautiful crystal organza. And all of our products are just beautiful quality, beautiful, vibrant colors.
And all fire retardant too.
Awesome.
Oh,
And
that-
can you get those in any color? Like if you want to change it, beige, creams.
A very wide selection of colors.
Got it.
Because everything we use needs to be fire retardant, there is some limit to what I can get that's fire retardant, but I've got a very good selection.
Wonderful. And how long does it take to do a setup like that? Like let's say it's the Portland company. How long would you say?
Well, it depends upon what we're doing. If we're going to do cafe lights, we might go in there with a crew of 3 or 4, and we might be in and out of there in 4 hours.
Okay. Not bad.
If we're doing chandeliers with fabric swags across the ceiling, and maybe we're doing a backdrop, things like that, there might be 4 of us, and we might be in there for the entire day. So it depends upon how much they book and what we have. And we have 17 members, and how many come with us really depends upon the size of the event and how much time that they're giving us for setup.
Oh, great. What's your lighting package consist of, or what's included with the lighting package?
Well,
because I see that you have some.
These are our uplights. They're LED. They're wonderful. We can get 38 different colors and shades of colors, and we can program them with a remote on site. So if a girl had chosen a blue uplight and said, you know what, that isn't what I thought, can we change that to hot pink? By all means, we can change it to hot pink. So that's really a wonderful thing. We have a couple of different packages, 16 pieces around a room, which is a common.
And you can uplight that through the fabric too.
We can do it through the fabric, or we can just put it against the walls and have it shine. It adds a lot of color. Something like that is 16 pieces is $450, and if they 24 pieces is $750.
Wow. Excellent. And all that stuff you can find with a phone call and a meeting and any of that stuff. So give them a call on lighting packages because it's great. I've seen it in action. And you answered this question, but I'm going to ask it again. How many members do you have in your team? I mean, you said 17, so that means
No,
that you do
7.
7? Okay.
We have 7, and we've been training as we go. We can have a couple that aren't really sure about what they're doing, so they really need our direction.
Got it.
But we're really trying to train people so that we might start an event, make sure that we're going well,
Then move on
run
to the
across over a town to be working on something else, come back, make sure it looks great, and we're good to go. So we're trying to train our team members so that they're work well independently,
Great.
and they are. But I'm on every event.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Sometimes it's good to be hands-on too. What's the best story you have? I mean, there's always that one story that you go, oh, you know what, I like that, what I did there. That's one story that sticks out.
I think it was the bride who had some money to put into the decor. Her name was Ashley, and we really decided that she was amazing and did what she could with us. But we really went above and beyond to try to make it, to give her that wow factor, because her budget really didn't work to create as much of the wow factor as she probably would have liked.
Yeah.
And so we added an extra backdrop and additional lighting so that when she walked in, she totally got the wow factor and she was in tears.
And that moment was exactly the tears.
And the moment was as much as well, too, when she called me the next morning before she left on her honeymoon to say, oh my God, it was amazing.
And that means a lot.
It means an incredible amount. I am like a 5-year-old. I need the gold star on my forehead after every event. And when I don't get it, I'm kind of pouty about it. So
Every place is different too. So a lot of times, like if we did like a particular design in one place and we think it's going to be the same, but it's not, then we're like, oh, we actually really need more lights. Even though she didn't book the lights, we'll make it look right despite the fact that she didn't book it, because we're not going to let it go.
Yeah, it's more important for us to make that look
for your
absolutely
look to-
amazing. And if I have to put more into it to make it amazing, I will do that.
Because it's all about the photos too, because those
Exactly.
are the things that are going to go on your website,
Yep.
and that you either put on Facebook, and the things that might get published, and you want them to look good. And so
Absolutely.
I always tell people that as well. How far do you go? How far do you travel?
Bar Harbor to
Wow.
Portsmouth,
Nice.
North Conway.
Nice. So you do New Hampshire as well.
I do parts of New Hampshire.
Great. And I think there's going to be some photos that we're going to talk about in a few minutes as well. So I'm kind of excited to see those and move forward with some of those photos. So I'll just go on to the next question until they pop it up on my screen for me, which I love those little things with TV. How do you set up things? Oh, here's one. This is a great one here. And I know we worked on a tablescape for you, and you did all the lighting here at
We
this
did.
barn.
This is the Royal River Barn in Yarmouth. I am actually personally renting this from a gentleman out of Yarmouth and in the process of getting the permits
Oh, wow.
to be able to start renting this out. It
So
holds
you're
about...
the event coordinator for this space.
I
Excellent.
am.
Oh,
We should have permits, I am hoping, any day.
Nice.
So it holds about 125, 135 guests, and it's beautiful. In this particular picture, we did fabric draping with cafe lights, and then did lanterns. A-Plus Party Rental came in and did all of the tables, the beautiful Chiavari chairs. You came in and did the beautiful tablescaping for us. And
Focus Photography did all the photos.
Will from Focus
And
Photography
floral too.
did
There
the
was florals there too.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Great. So everything. I mean, the barn is beautiful. It really is. So I'm hoping that it takes off because we'll get to work together more, and
Yes,
that'll
we
be
will.
exciting. So, what I'll do is I'll wait till they get my Ocean Gate.
This is photos from
Bergman
Ocean
wedding.
Gateway. We do a lot of work at Ocean Gateway. It is a blank canvas for us.
Absolutely.
Beautiful space, gorgeous views of Casco Bay.
I love what you did in the back where you pinned them down and
Yep.
you created those two.
It
four,
made it
six-
something
yeah,
visual.
Exactly. Yeah, it
was
looks really
beautiful.
great.
About that place is that it's a great, nice high space,
Yeah.
but it really needs to bring the ceiling down.
Mm-hmm.
And fabric and cafe lights and that kind of stuff really does it. Brings the whole thing down so it's more.
The lighting is not the best in that place, so you
Yeah.
do want to bring in a lighting company that will uplight, and this is the great lighting company to do that with the drapes and everything, because, like you said, the ceiling comes down and it makes it really pretty.
Yeah, the right-hand side of that venue is 34 feet. We go in with a lift to do that. So,
Oh, I forgot about that. You do come in with a lift.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Again,
No
scary.
fear of heights.
Yes. Wow, that's great. That's great. This is beautiful.
This is my favorite.
This is a canopy that we designed for ceremonies. It can actually, you can move out the stuff for your ceremony and actually put your sweetheart table in there afterwards if you were to do it in the same room as your ballroom.
Almost looks like a huppah too.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Yep. That's our chandelier as well. So we just created a beautiful backdrop with uplighting, and then created Heather Roulau is our florist, does all of our work, does absolutely gorgeous work. She did the floral for this and just created, the hoop of the wedding canopy for our non-Jewish brides.
Oh wow.
And it made beautiful photos.
Great. This is good too here. A lot of the paper lanterns are coming back into play, and people are liking that, and they can get them in multiple colors.
These are great because the color ones, especially if you're going to be in a tent, pop of color is
Yep.
really good, and lanterns are a really good way. They're internally lit, so it creates a really nice glow. You need other lighting besides the lights that are inside them, but it's great for pop of color.
Wow. Excellent.
That was done up to the Falmouth Country Club.
This is a good one too, and I think we worked on this one together. At
Yes,
the
Yes, we
Portland,
did.
the
This
Portland
was
Company. This is
Portland
a
Company.
big wedding, 369 people, and I think we rocked it out of the park.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did. That was a big setup. I think we had 5 team members there, and we were there about 9 hours, as I recall.
In 2 days.
And those
So
were
we
nice,
worked 2 days, Friday, Saturday, to get
Yeah,
it
to get that
done.
all together. And, you have to also think about that it took 4 of us another 5 hours to get it down.
Wow.
And a lot of the
So-
time, a lot of venues you can't get in until a certain time. So a lot of times it's harder for is good for vendors to come in and work under the schedule given by the venue itself, to work within their time limit.
Yeah, some venues only allow you 2 hours. So when you're looking at venues as well, make sure that there's enough time for all the setup that you want, especially like rentals coming in, lighting coming in, and all that stuff that you need.
Well, can I say, one of the nice things about working with us is that when we book, we frequently will talk to a lot of these venues as we're going, but if they have another event and we've got a short period of time, I'm obligated. You've got a contract with me, and it will be done. I have never not finished an event. And that's the nice thing about, a lot of brides say, well, you know, I think I'm going to decorate myself. But when you've got 2 hours before the event, you know, you should be getting your hair done, your nails done, and enjoying and relaxing so you're having a fantastic celebration, not worrying about suspending things from the ceiling and being up on a ladder.
Or even at the end of the night where, like at Ocean Gateway, many times we need to come in at midnight that night to get everything down because they don't want anything left for the following day. So.
And that's something I stress all the time, and I've stressed it a lot. Your wedding is your day. Don't stress out with all that stuff. Hire the people that do it for a living. It sounds like it's fun. It's not. You know,
Well,
you
yeah,
want
I love
somebody
what
else
I
to
do,
it.
but this is
exactly.
work.
This is work, and we do it, and you want it to look perfect. If you are doing it and you're going to do your tables, and then you got to go get hair and makeup, like you said, you're going to leave, and then it's left there. So just keep that in mind. This is, you know, hire them because they will do all that stuff for you. So keep that in mind when you're planning everything. Magazines don't always tell you. They're always the first to say, "Oh, do-it-yourself brides." Not fun. I'm here to tell you. After 26 years, you know, I'd like to find a do-it-yourself caterer sometime. You know? No, well, then I'll just send somebody else to do it. So how do people find you? Internet, website?
Well, I've got a wonderful website with hundreds of photos, MaineEventDecor.com, and that's Maine, M-A-I-N-E. But you know, Maine has got a very small, close-knit vendor community, and it would be unusual if there's a vendor out there that doesn't know me.
Great.
I work with so
You're on
many
our list.
hundreds of different vendors, and it works out great. So, and you know, one of the other things about work, if you talk to another vendor, is to say, have you worked with Maine Event Decor? What did you think? And I would like to think that they would say, not only do they give you the wow factor and it's amazing, but they're good to work
They
with.
go above and beyond, is what you want them to say as well. What about Facebook and Pinterest?
We're on both.
Nice.
Great photos on both. We try to keep them both up so that you can see the latest of what we're doing. And
It's something that keeps also up to date, so that you know, when you can't get to your website to switch out
Exactly.
the photos, Facebook instantly you just post very quickly. And do you find that more and more brides are going in this direction of the fabric because they want that, especially at places like Ocean Gate where they have sort of the fluorescent bulbs that you want to hide? Do you feel that more and more?
absolutely. And I think brides are becoming more educated about seeing what's possible.
Yeah.
And we book brides. I just booked a bride actually this last week from Ocean Gateway who had was thinking about doing lighting, but she didn't understand that you could also do draping. Never had occurred to her until she, you know, all of a sudden, the more you investigate, you start realizing what else is possible. And the things are coming to Maine, things that you're seeing around the rest of the country. Not only are they coming to Maine, but we're good at it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you were to see anything on Pinterest, you can show us the picture and we'd be like, I want my room to look like that.
And you can duplicate it.
And we can duplicate it.
And I said that to clients as well. I said, you don't have to go out of this state and bring in people from New York or Philadelphia or Chicago
that's a
or
fun
Boston or any of those places to do events here, which some people have done. But it's here, and we're ready.
I'll tell you a
and all of us
story.
can do
We
it.
did an event at Ocean Gateway where they came in and people from Boston came in, did a lovely job decorating for a Friday wedding. We came in Saturday morning to do the Saturday wedding, and they took it down, and they charged $12.5. And I thought, and wow.
Wow.
But they need to, you know, come in and stay because they're so far away.
But, you know, ours is 25% of that, you know.
Wow. So give them a call is what they're saying. So how do you, what's your favorite venue to work in?
I like Portland Company. She doesn't
Ocean
like
Gateway.
it as much.
Ocean Gateway.
Ocean Gateway.
Ocean Gateway.
I am not the industrial kind. For me,
And it's not saying that it's a bad venue. It's saying
No.
what's it easier and what's your favorite
No.
to sort of set up. And
I mean,
hear what you're
Portland
saying.
Company, I like to transform
Yeah.
Portland Company, so I love the end result. It's a beautiful urban industrial space. A lot of girls like that. That's not me. I love Ocean Gateway. I love big, beautiful, dramatic swags from the ceiling with uplighting that comes up.
Can't
I
go wrong
love
because
that.
it's floor to ceiling windows if you haven't
Exactly.
seen it. So
Out onto
right on the
Casco
water.
Bay. I adore that.
I really like tents too. Tents are just such a blank canvas. You can do so much with it, with lighting and decor anyway.
Do you work a lot with planners on their vendor lists? You
We
know?
do. Yeah,
So-
I think we've got about 7 that call us on a regular basis.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. We need everybody out there because, like you said, it's a community and we all work together, and it's better
Absolutely.
to work together than, you know, I always have said this, you know, it's better to have friends when you come into a location and know if I come into Ocean Gateway or Portland and I know you're there, and I know the music and I know who's doing my rentals. I go, okay, well, I feel comfortable because I know everybody's going to do it on the timeline that's allotted, and we'll get
Well,
it
you
done.
know, there's even a lighting company out of the southern part of the state that, you know, we work well together. If either one of us are short on and we need additional uplights or whatever, we'll call the other and say, do you have anything left over for this weekend? Because I'm short. Can I
Borrow it
and
or
yeah,
rent it. Or
rent it
you know,
usually.
however-
I mean,
however
but by
it
all
works.
means, we work great with our, and there is absolutely no point in not be getting along with your competitors.
Great. And we've worked a lot together, so you can look at some of their stuff on our Facebook page and on our homepage as well, because we have a lot of their stuff on there and it's tagged. And we've actually wound up in magazines as well together, so that's been very cool as well. So getting published is always nice, because like I said, that's not something that we could submit. That's something the photographer submits, and it's by chance that they pick it. And
Yeah.
we're really always grateful for that part of it when the photographer plays that role. So before we leave, one more shout out about your location, and I'm gonna mention this again because I'm excited that this is not plastic and it's glass, and so that's really nice. And you know, like I said, this is that can accentuate a room to beyond beauty. What you could do with this too, and I don't know if this plays into something that you can do, but if you have multiple 60-inch round tables, chandeliers can also become part of your centerpiece. So this can dangle over
Each table.
the table, different heights, and then you can have maybe 5 chandeliers dangling over a 60-inch round table, and then centerpieces for the rest, and really give it a really dramatic experience. You know, am I correct on
Oh,
saying that?
absolutely.
Because
It would be
that's a vision
gorgeous.
I have that I like,
Yeah.
and I try to push that. But you know, it has to fit the right client and
does.
the right need and stuff like that. So, last shout out for anything that you
A
want.
shout out? No. We would love to talk to you. We can meet at your venue and talk about it, about what your vision is. But we can. You can also call me and email me. We have been to most every every venue between Bangor and Portsmouth. We know these venues, and we can tell you what will work well in that venue.
And you're going to be at some wedding shows coming up, so you
2
want to
more.
talk about
We've
that?
got Maine Wedding Association has them coming up at Freeport at the Hilton Garden Inn. I believe that's the first weekend of March, and then the third weekend of March is Auburn. And I could have reversed those.
No,
but
I think you're right with the Freeport is the first one coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
So go look for them, check it out, check out their Facebook page, their website. And again, thank you for joining Maine Wedding Buzz, and thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for having
braving that
us.
small snowstorm that just happened. It wasn't crazy, but it was good. So thank you everybody for coming. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.